Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'm going to cover Marvel Team Up number 62 featuring Spider-Man and Ms. Marvel, published in 1977 by Marvel Comics. And this one has some great taglines on the cover. Havoc aboard the Queen Elizabeth II. He's got all the powers of the Fantastic Four and more. Showdown with the Super Skrull. So I don't think this is a John Byrne cover. Actually, I know it's not a John Byrne cover. I'm not sure who does this cover. That facial structure on the Super Skrull sort of reminds me a little bit of Jim Starlin's version of the Super Skrull. I'm not sure. It could be Ed Hannigan, but this might be a bit early for Mr. Hannigan to show up on the scene designing and executing covers for Marvel. So we'll leave it as a mystery for now and get into the story. Now, this one's going to pick up and maybe a race because Marvel Team Up number 61 featured Spider-Man and the Human Torch. I don't currently possess that issue, so we're just going to roll forward with this one, knowing that in the previous issue, Spidey and the Human Torch tangled with Super Skrull, and Human Torch was taken out of the picture for the duration of the battle in this issue, and he will not be taking part. All this and the QE2. Ever have one of those days? Well, Spidey's been having one since last ish, when he found himself in deadly conflict with this gentleman. I will kill you. Your puny machines cannot hide from the Super Skrull, human, nor can your so-called power save you from my wrath. Ah, Skrully, I bet you say that to all the guys. Dog of a human, you will not escape me. I'm not really trying to, Skrully. All I'm doing is keeping you occupied until some high-powered help arrives. Captain DeWolf, they're not coming. Central can't raise the rest of the FF, the Avengers, nobody. Oh no, Spidey's on his own down there and doesn't even know it. He's as good as dead. Love the Jean DeWolf, supporting character. Such a great character. She would come to a sad end later in the Sin Eater saga, a couple of years in the future. But I digress. The cavalry better arrive soon. I can't keep up this pace much longer. Fool, do you think a mere canister can harm? Ah! You. Don't say it, Skrully. You only spoil both our days. Hey, you're not mad, are you? My anger is beyond words, human. Let my actions speak for me. What happened? His flame blast petered out before it even got near me. Hey, fella, action's supposed to speak louder than words, remember? Didn't pay your gas bill? Something's affecting the Skrull's flame power, and it may have affected all his powers. So hit the creep and hit him hard. I may never have this good a shot at him again. Crom! And note here, folks, that Spidey and the Skrull are in between these power lines. It's going to become important. Across the infinite, an asteroid abandoned and forgotten by its makers over the years orbits the Skrull throne world. The asteroid and its machines have but one purpose, to provide the Skrull with all of his raw power needs, and more. No doubt about it, Skrully's strength has been cut in half. He's still dangerous, but I think I can handle him. This must be Richard's doing. As when we first fought, he has found a way to block the energy beam that gives me my powers. FF-18. By the Black Nebula. Wires falling all around us, and they're white hot. By the way, this John Byrne, Dave Hunt artwork is tremendous. I think I'm remiss. I didn't go over our creators. Let me do that now. Chris Claremont, author. John Byrne, artist. Dave Hunt, inker. John Costanza, letterer. Dave Hunt, colorist. And Archie Goodwin, editor. Back to the story. Spidey looks up, and for once, he can't even crack a joke. Above his head, a square mile of power grid glows with eldritch fire, while above the electric cables, a beam 20 feet wide and brighter than the sun is suddenly visible, slicing down through the atmosphere. My God. Great long panel here. Great storytelling by Byrne, as usual. So Spidey realizes that that's the beam that gives the Skrull his power. The Skrull, with a blast, zrak, destroys the generator, powering the wires that created the grid that was blocking the beam, with a boom result. Later, don't all try to rescue me at once, people. I ought to be thankful for small favors, though. Scrawly must have figured the explosion did me in. I almost wish it had. Spider-Man? How can a body hurt so much and still be alive? Glad to see you made it, Wallcrawler. I could tell. Back off, mister. It's only been minutes since the Skrull burned his way out of here through the bodies of my men. Sorry, I guess that means I've still got work to do. How about a free ride in the war zone? All right, I'll radio the chopper pilot to take you there, out to sea, towards that liner in the upper bay. Thanks, I think. One more thing, lady. When I get back, if I get back, remind me to have my head examined. Sure thing, friend. And Spidey, this one I owe you. So she's developing a grudging respect and admiration, which I think would grow into unrequited love for Spider-Man. Great character, Jean DeWolf. So out on the Queen Mary 2, which is where the Skrull goes, we see Carol Danvers, who's going to be our second protagonist in this story. Carol, that flame. A missile hit the ship. Not a missile, Daniel. A man. And no lightweight either. Take a look. He punched through the hull as if it was made of cardboard. And just inside that hull, in a tourist cabin assigned to Josiah Rubin, a Madison Avenue antique dealer, and his wife. My entrance rendered these humans unconscious. No matter. My tri-scanner has led me to the prize I seek with the strongest readings I've ever seen. Led me to this clay figurine. What I seek must be hidden inside. Yes! The crystal is mine, and with it the stars. For this tiny gem is the basic power catalyst of a matter-antimatter star drive. Now that I possess it, I can construct a starship. And when I leave, I shall destroy this mudball Earth and all who live upon it. Once more, I shall return to the homeworld in triumph. Managed to give Daniel the slip. Hala, that's the Super Skrull. By the 7 moons, that light. Do the humans still wish to do battle? Not human, Skrull, just one human. And her name is Ms. Marvel. Krakow! Great panel here by Byrne and Hunt. Awesome action. And it's going to come fast and furious from here on. I do not understand. You call yourself human, yet you wear the uniform of the cursed Kree. A uniform patterned after that of the thrice-damned Captain Marvel. We have a lot in common. Watch it. Not the least of which is a soul-deep hatred for Skrulls. Oh my. Hala, emotions clouding my mind, won't let me think straight. You should have better learned your place, woman. Even the weakest Skrull warrior is more than a match for such as you. First round to him, that's for sure. At least that last punch cleared my head. Whatever the Kree heritage is, it definitely has its drawbacks. Never felt such hatred. Can't worry about that, though. I have my hands full just staying alive. It makes sense that the Skrull is most vulnerable, mimicking Mr. Fantastic. That's when I've got to let him have it. Hit him again and again, staying out of reach of his thing hands, and don't give him a moment's grace. I do like how Dave Hunt, also the colorist on this issue, when the Skrull is using Mr. Fantastic's powers, he's actually coloring his purple costume Fantastic Four blue, which is a pretty neat effect. I don't think it's a mistake. It's an intentional choice by Hunt here. Unfortunately, wait, as I hit him, something fell by the great Palma Cavorite crystal. It's like the one NASA's experimenting on. But where their crystal is crude, this is refined, perfect. What the Skrull could do with the awesome power in this. The Skrull, I'd forgotten about. A bad mistake, Ms. Marvel. And in your case, possibly a fatal one. Splow! So, great. I do talk about on the show, I love these panels where you kind of see the result of the punch, but you don't see the punch. And it's a great perspective that Byrne and Hunt give us here. Just, again, masterful storytelling. Took it head on. Hala, I'm lucky to be alive. Managed to hold on to the crystal, but heading straight for the Statue of Liberty. But Spider-Man rescues her and pulls her out of the drink and thinks it's Captain Marvel initially. Upsy daisy, pal. Hey, you're a girl. The term is woman, friend, but you've got the right idea. We haven't much time. As soon as the Skrull realizes I've got the crystal, he'll be after me with a vengeance. Your description of the effect that electric grid had on his powers intrigues me and gives me an idea. But you'll have to keep the Skrull occupied until I'm ready, Spider-Man. Can you do it? I'm afraid there's some risk involved. No kidding. Where is she? Where is Ms. Marvel? My tri-scanner indicates the crystal is still aboard this ship, and so is she. By the Black Nebula, I have stood enough. Hi there, remember me? Spider-Man. I should have slain you when I had the chance. Hey, Squally, anyone ever tell you about that one-track mind? I guess not. Bye now. I want the crystal, human. So come and get it. Good. Like Ms. Marvel and I planned, Squally's following me into the ship where my wall-crawling abilities and agility count for more than his raw power. Yow! Better get the lead out. That was a little too close for comfort. Another great perspective shot here. Excellent chase scene. Web Zingers is our letter column for this issue. Nothing notable in terms of letter writers, but the next issue blurb does indicate a team up with Iron Fist. So we're going to get that two-parter with first Spider-Man and Iron Fist, and then the following issue, Spider-Man and the Daughters of the Dragon. So that'll be neat. Meanwhile, on the main deck, from the sounds of things, Spidey's leading the Skrull a merry chase. The deeper into the ship they go, the less chance there is of innocent passengers being hurt. Then again, we're assuming the Skrull won't risk losing his crystal in the Atlantic by simply blasting the ship apart around us. A calculated risk. But that's what war is all about, and no mistake. Like it or not, this is a war. So she constructs a grid to duplicate the one that Spidey told her about in the train yard. Of course, if the Avengers were to show up then in the next few minutes, life would be marvelous. You, young woman, what are you doing to my ship? Briefly, Captain, Spider-Man and I are trying to stop the deadliest menaces, one of the deadliest menaces our world has ever known. And if I have to sacrifice my life, Spidey's life, and your ship, and your passengers to stop the Skrull, Captain, I'll do it. So very cool characterization here. There's Ms. Marvel, her Kree military heritage and personality coming to the fore here. And she's ready to sacrifice everything to kill the Skrull, or at least stop him. Ho-hum, another day, another sore. Sheesh, whoever wrote about the romance of the sea. I'll bet he never waded through a liner's bilges. I'll never get the stench off me. And to think, for this I'm missing out Monday Chem Lab. I have a feeling I'm not alone down here. So great use of the art here to show his spider sense going off. So the Skrull's hands are trying to find Spider-Man. His body's way back there. Hands groping for me. I guess Squally didn't want to get his feet dirty. Can't outrun him, but since the Skrull can't see me, why try? I'll just tear loose this handy beam. Gotta wait till the last instant. If I miss, and those hands get a hold of me, that's the spirit, Big Ears. Closer, closer, closer. Ah! Wherever you are, Dumbo, I hope it hurts. Well, I made it to the ship's car park deck. Ms. Marvel, like we agreed. In one piece, too. I've done the best I can, lady. If you're not ready. I should point out, it made me think here, we haven't seen the Skrull use the Invisible Girl's powers at all in this issue, and I don't think we will. And her force fields, invisibility, nothing. That would have helped him out here. But I guess he just, for whatever reason, didn't use it. The game has ended, human insect. Arachnid, if you please. We Spidey types are sensitive souls. Won't you step into my parlor and get a big surprise? Again, with a brilliant perspective by Byrne here. Awesome. We meet again, Skrull. For the last time, I have your precious crystal. Then I shall take it from your corpse. Woman, if you think to trap me here, you are a fool. All of you humans, only Reed Richards had the genius to overcome my powers, and much has changed since then. You are but a lone woman masquerading as a warrior. Look. Even your companion deserts you. And you dare think you can defeat the Super Skrull? No, I can't go through with it. Miss M, you need my help, I'm staying. I need you to do as you're told. Get out of here, Spidey. Seal the hatch behind you and throw the switch. It's done, lady. I only pray you know what you're doing. So Spidey activates the energy lattice they've created, and it blocks the beam again. What? My plan's working. The grid's jamming the broadcast beam. You're weakening, Skrull, but I'm far from beaten. Boom! Walked into that one, all right. I have a sudden bad feeling this is going to be harder than I thought, but I'm committed now. I've got to keep the scroll in this hole until the crystal reaches criticality. This car ought to slow him down a bit. Your strength does not impress me, woman. Nah, for mine is even greater. Ouch. We underestimated the scroll's power. Somehow, years of exposure to the broadcast beam must have transformed most of his artificial powers into real ones. For all my Kree abilities, I still can't match him. He may still kill me before we can spring the trap. Wait, the crystal, where Spidey hit it, it's glowing. Some of the beam's energy is already slipping past the grid, triggering the crystal's warp matrix, priming the crystal to throw everything around it into a warp space. Good. All the crystal needs to complete the process is a sudden massive influx of energy, namely, the dammed up near infinite power of the Skrull's beam suddenly released. You want this trinket so badly, Skrull, then you have it. Spider-Man, cut the jamming field now! With the speed of thought, the broadcast beam envelops the startled Super Skrull, flooding him with more raw power than he's ever felt, flooding the crystal as well. The gem flares star bright, energy lashing out across the whole, twisting time and space apart as the very fabric of the universe is momentarily reshaped. For an instant, a celestial gateway opens, and then it closes. No! That scream, Ms. Marvel, are you all right? No answer. And now the door is stuck. Okay, so I won't be subtle. I want in. I just hope I'm not too late. The room, floor, wall, ceiling, all polished to a mirror finish, and the scroll? Gone, Spidey. The crystal opened a doorway into warp space and then pulled the scroll through it, as I knew it would. I went through something like this not too long ago. I'm still not sure how I survived either time. You see, now I had to face the scroll alone while you pulled the switch. Look at this thing, Spidey. So beautiful, it takes your breath away. A million facets with a million separate images of Ms. Marvel. She smiles, then stiffens in alarm as the images seem to change before her eyes, one after the other, like a row of falling dominoes, until each mirrors a different facet of her Carol Danvers personality. Strangest of all, her hand, the crystal, feels almost alive, and Supreme help her, hungry. For Ms. Marvel, a mystery to be unveiled in her own mag. For Spidey, a second meeting with Iron Fist, the living weapon. Be here in 30 days for Danny Rand's birthday and perhaps the night of Iron Fist's murder. Night of the Dragon. Great story. This is, again, Byrne in Claremont working simpatico. Dave Hunt's inks, really nice on Byrne's pencils. Just an all-around banger of a team-up issue. Really cool. And we won't see the Super Skrull again, I think, until Alpha Flight number 10. When John Byrne, Alpha Flight number 9, when John Byrne brings him back to fight Sasquatch in issues 9 and 10. And that won't be until 1984. I think he basically circles the planet in the Van Allen belts until that time. It's a long time for a character this significant to be out of commission. But I guess just no one wanted to use him at that point. And if I'm wrong about that, correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So anyway, a fantastic issue, Marvel Team Up number 62. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.